Okay, so this is kind of the pre-opening before the official opening. This was the second event, Fuel Fest, that I've done in as many weeks where I actually brought the microphones to the show. The last car event I was at was kind of the tester, had some good feedback, so we went ahead and did it again. So that's what's coming up on this episode. Couple downers, couple things. Number one, Noel G. Hector from Fast and Furious was supposed to be in our booth with us, actually sitting about 6 feet from me the entire day. He's in California filming and had a scheduling snafu, so he was unable to actually make it. And so I kind of hung out with his assistant, Gina. She was awesome, manning the booth all day while Jane and Joe and other people kind of ran amok, selling tickets and just kind of doing their thing. Future state, I don't want to be trapped in the booth again. Had some good interviews. Also, another downer is good friend Danny Niku stopped by the booth. We had a good and long 6-minute conversation about the event. He was there taking photos as part of the staff, the drifters, more specifically Matt Sopa, who was doing ride-alongs. Trapped in the booth all day. I didn't really get an opportunity to kind of get out. And when I did get the opportunity, it was just poor timing. I'll tell you a little about that later on. But I forgot to hit record when I had Danny in the booth. So you're not going to get that conversation. Sorry, Danny. That sucked. I had a wristband also that kind of got me into places, but then it kind of didn't really. But then it did, but it didn't. A VIP one, you're going to hear about that in the closing. Part of it was my fault. Part of it, I think, was just people didn't maybe know what to hand out. Not entirely sure, but I did miss out on a golden opportunity that I'm going to kick myself forever with. And if you stick around to the very, very, very end, you're also going to hear the audio of Mr. Vin Diesel on stage. It was teased someone was coming the first time ever in Fuel Fest, and all we could do was guess who it would be. Actually, Danny threw out Ludacris, and I thought that'd be completely awesome. But it was pretty clear it was going to be Vin Diesel, and sure enough, it ended up being Vin Diesel. So you'll also hear that. So enjoy this episode. I usually don't do these openings like this, but I thought I'd go ahead and warn you. And you can tell just by the official opening that is coming up exactly how this event went. This is Hard Parking, brought to you by Right Honda out of Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm your host, Jay Finning, out here at Fuel Fest. We have the McLaren 720S behind me. Thank you, Modern Culture. You've interrupted my intro. Hold on. Ran down Max, Matt FA5. You guys remember probably a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, he was my social media highlight of the week with the kind of Mad Max Civic build. Badass. Welcome to the show officially.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So what are you seeing out here today?
I saw this rat rod over there that really caught my attention. It's a rat on a C5 chassis.
No shit.
Yeah, it is mean looking. That is single-handedly the one thing that caught my attention today.
What do you think people are saying because your car's going to catch a lot of people's attention too. Have you been able to kind of hang around in the area and just kind of lurk and listen?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the move, you know.
Yeah, it is. That's what I enjoy doing.
Right.
Sometimes they see you looking and they're like, is this yours? And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, watching them, it looks like people like it. I'm taking lots of pictures of it.
What's the craziest thing you've heard that you've been able to hear because with all the music and the drifting going on behind us?
I don't know, this older gentleman really liked it, and he said it was hilarious. But then he got a picture of his son next to it, which was funny.
Isn't it amazing that people that you might think would hate it actually like it? And your car is sick. I actually have to get over there and check it out for the first time, I think, in person. I may have. Yeah, I think the first time in person. I thought maybe I saw it at like the Honda meet or some shit.
Oh, you know what? It probably
Glendale,
was there. Yeah.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, one of the Honda days.
I tagged you, yeah. But if not, it's changed so much in the last.
Yeah. It's one of those never-ending projects.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for stopping by the booth. Thanks for saying hi. Why don't you grab like a Hard Parking keychain, give it away. Cool. I would assume, hopefully, you're subscribed, but if you're not, subscribe and check it out because if nothing else, you'll hit yourself probably Monday.
All
right, Max. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, man.
Out here at Fuel Fest with my main man, Joey Luna, who was on the Car People Get Adopted episode 2. Joey, what's up, man? How's your day going?
It's going great, man. This turnout is amazing. I've never been to an event this big with so many imports and tuners. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because everything is here. I mean, high-end exotics too, right? Because this reminds me a lot of like some of the other shows, except for this has so much star power.
Yep.
Which makes a big difference. And I'm going to say this multiple times on this episode. Reach out worldwide. 100% of this stuff goes to charity, just like the Hard Parking shirt, like the one you just picked up. But you're a loyal listener of the show anyway. But we have the show cars out here. I mean, what are you excited about? And they just announced a special guest is coming.
Yeah, that's going to be wild because they keep saying it's part of Fast Family is what it sounds like.
It's part of family. And Tyrese is on his way here, and he said it was someone else.
Yeah.
Who has never been to one of these before. So it's got to be like someone else because I'm excited to find out who it is.
For sure. Yeah, I'm going to spread the rumor that it's Vin Diesel.
It could be Vin Diesel, man. It could be Vin Diesel. We're like probably 75 yards away from the stage, so it's like right there. It's cool we're able to talk right now because they don't have the music on because I think Cody's up there talking right now. What are you excited about today?
So I didn't realize that there was going to be drag racing going on, and I was watching it for about 20 minutes, and I was just having a blast watching it. There's some really fast cars out there, dude.
Yeah, there better be fast cars out there. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check out some of this drift stuff in front, and I haven't had much of an opportunity to walk around today, but I'm going to try to get my steps in so I can check out in the booth. So, did they just say Tyrese?
I missed it.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Joey, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Don't be a stranger. I have to get you on the regular show again.
For sure, man.
Justin, out hanging with us here. Marcelo brought you. Marcelo's my son, for those of you who have listened to the podcast forever. And you're out here from Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Having a good time?
Oh, man, I'm loving it. Loving this weather. It's December, so it's usually cold in Michigan, so I'm loving the weather.
Yeah, fuck that weather in Michigan right now. This is the event, though, man. I wanted you to come out here. That's why I asked Cello like a few months ago. I go, hey, you think Justin's going to come out here? Because I think every time you come out here, you're looking for the nice cars.
Yeah, of course. Always.
And you always come on the wrong weekend.
Yeah. Now it's plenty of nice cars out here. Now I get it all in one day, so it's perfect.
Yeah, so we have drift, we have drag, we have just some crazy-ass cars. And honestly, the collection of cars here is going to be better than almost, I would say, any other event that we've ever had. Because there's so many usually events during the day, like all the high-end exotics are at one event. All the imports are at one event. All the muscle cars are at one event. But, here, everybody's here today.
Oh, yeah.
What have you seen that you just love?
Man, there's so much out here. I saw a Mad Max car that was pretty dope. We saw a Mustang, with some, they're probably like on 24s, 28s. Like, it was just up.
On some Detroit stuff?
Yeah.
Did you see the Civic over there? Like kind of a Mad Maxy looking Civic?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
There was it was like called a Rusty something. It was just like a rusted up car. It was like just dirty. It was supposed to look dirty, but it looked cool. There was a lot of detail in it. It just looked really dope. I don't know if anybody could drive it, but it was really cool.
Somebody drove that shit here.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ride you've seen so far?
Oh, man, probably the McLaren. I don't really see those a lot. So
that one over here at the Modern Culture?
Yeah, yep, with the butterfly doors. Yep. Yeah, man.
That's a 720S. They're all over the place here, but not necessarily one that's that dope. And look at these. These are like rat rod radio flyers. That's what's up. So we're looking at a couple, probably 2 to 4-year-olds getting pulled in the radio flyer wagons, but they've been modified to look like rat rods, these kids. And you know what? With those, that one has a huge exhaust on the back. They have shitty suspension anyway, so if anything, it's probably better with the suspension with those big-ass tires on there right now.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell people when you get back to Michigan about today?
Man, really the drifting. The drifting is crazy. Like, they have 3 cars going at one time just drifting. They had a truck out there he was just hitting donuts, like, for the longest. So that's really cool. The drag racing is really, they got random cars out there. They got, like, everyday cars out there racing. So it's really cool seeing that. Teslas are way faster than I thought they are. So that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. You excited to see Tyrese when he gets up there? I'm excited to see Tyrese. That'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be dope. I'm seeing a lot of these Fast and Furious cars, too, that are, like, straight from the movie. So that's another really cool thing.
Yeah, they're right behind us.
Yeah, they got the Vin Diesel. No, that's from Triple X.
Yeah, they got the Triple X car, and then the 10-second Supra from the first movie, and then a few other cars.
Fast Furious, yeah.
Yep.
They had Paul Walker's truck too. They had his truck.
Oh yeah, the Ford Lightning.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Yeah,
Nice, really nice.
I've been saying this the whole time, but I still haven't really been able to walk around. So hopefully I get a run. What do you think of this badass NSX right here? It's like the first gen NSX.
That's one of my favorites out here. You know, ride smooth. It's got the race car seats in there.
Yeah.
The system is dope. Actually, the music in there was booming. That was fun too.
Only half of it works right now.
Really?
But the passenger half works. So it's.
Oh, that's why it was so good for me.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that. All right, man. Thanks for dropping by.
Oh yeah, thanks for inviting me out, man.
Of
I had a blast.
Tell all your friends. Charles, Modded Culture, back on the show. It's not One Drink Wednesday, but here we are, 2/10 away. You guys are over there popping. Actually, earlier I was talking, and that fucking badass McLaren you guys have was like Snap, Crackle, Pop, Rice Krispies on us.
Oh yeah, that thing's insane, man. Honestly, the Gintani just makes that car stand out that much more.
My big question for you is, where were you when the Vin Diesel, and Tyrese up there with Cody Walker's on stage? What were you doing?
I was still at our booth taking pictures for kids inside the McLaren.
Oh, the kids thing. It's all about the kids. No, you don't tell those kids to just hold the fuck up. The Vin Diesel. I gotta tell you, I had a moment. I was like, it's probably gonna be Vin. And when Vin showed up, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, I know. We had
Vin
the
Diesel.
TikTok Vin come to our booth, and then next you know, I hear Vin's voice, and I was flipping out. I was like, oh my God, really? And, you know, kids wanted to hop into McLaren, and people were still wanting to buy merch. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll do what I need to. If I get a chance to see him, great. If I don't, well, I missed out, but I'm still being there for people.
Well, yeah, you're here, which is awesome. What is your thought of Fuel Fest? Because none of us really knew what to expect. We kind of felt like it would be kind of dope. But it's I don't want to say some of the other events that do a lot of the similar things, but how would you compare your experience?
Honestly, Fuel Fest is very impressive. It's impressive for the atmosphere, and that's the type of atmosphere we've always strived for. Fuel Fest has it. It gives that good environment for kids to enjoy the new culture that we brought up to, and it's honestly amazing.
Yeah.
What these guys do with the Paul Walker Foundation, I mean, everything is just so amazing.
It's all about reach out worldwide. Taking a look at your shirts because I really want to get an MK shirt. You guys are using Gildan.
Yeah, just for this drop. We have Next Level long sleeves.
All right.
And Next Level hoodies, but we weren't able to get Next Level t-shirts in time. We still wanted to get merch out, and people were asking, so we aren't going to win if we keep holding off.
Most people don't care.
No.
Most people don't give a shit. I'm just being kind of a shirt snob. They're beautiful shirts, Modern Culture, regardless if it's Gildan or Next Level. But sign me up for a Next Level long sleeve because I'm there, brother.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this thing's amazing. I already worked out in it. Not this exact one, obviously, but...
That's nice. That shit looks like some Lululemon shit.
Oh, yeah. You know, that bougie stuff.
That bougie-ass shit. So I will see you guys at One Less, and then I'll see you guys at Sanctuary 3 right back here. And then, you do the promo.
So, on December 11th, One Less, we will be doing that in the morning. It's a great event. I mean, it's...
Yes.
It's a great event. I mean, you guys make such a good atmosphere and make it so fun to be at a food drive. It's a little competition, speed up, see what team is, holding their part. After that, we got December 11th, Sanctuary 3, right here at Wild Horse Pass. Not only is it going to have a two-step comp, limbo comp, burnout competition, swing competition, it's also going to have Formula One drifters coming out.
That's sick.
And we got a park and chill area that's designated. If you don't want to be a trophy car or you feel your car's not ready for it, we got a whole park and chill area that could fit 3,000 cars. And then we got a trophy sector for 300 cars.
Very nice. So that is Sanctuary 3 here, December 11th. What time?
It'll be from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. And trophy cars do not have to stay the whole thing. As soon as we announce the trophies, they are able to leave. But people are more than welcome to stay because it's a party all night with the DJs, food, and good times.
That's till 2 a.m. And then One Less, follow the One Auto movement. That's One Auto _movement. Sign up. That's with the United Food Bank. I'm a big part of that.
My friend Mimi is Ride or Die event promoter. She's a huge part of that as well. In fact, this event wouldn't be possible without her stepping in and saying, hey, what about bringing in One Auto to help with this? And One Auto is like modern culture, where it's not a specific thing, it's an entire community.
And that's all it's about, is building the community. It's not about the clubs or anything. It's just making that atmosphere where people want to build their cars. People have that encouragement. If you don't have that encouragement,
Right.
you're not going to want to touch a car. You're going to want to drive a Prius, because then at least you know you'll be safe. You'll be stuck in the middle. I mean, and nobody wants to be stuck in the middle. They want a nice car, but it's not immediate. Yeah, we have a McLaren there, but that wasn't immediate for him either. He admitted his first car was a Prelude, and now he's driving a McLaren. It just takes time.
And his second car was a McLaren. You guys see that? That's accelerated growth.
Yeah, he saved up for a long time, built it up. That's all it is, man. I mean, we just want that atmosphere, man. It's just, we want somebody to look at their car and be like, you know what, someday I'm going to have that. Even if I don't win the trophy today, I know I'm going to get it. And that's the motivation every person should have. It's a constant
100%.
Competition with yourself.
100%, yep. Charles, I will see you next weekend at One Less, and then I will have my booth set up at your sanctuary event. Thank you so much for the invite and allowing me to sling my unlicensed wares. Which, by the way, did you see what they were doing earlier? Did you?
Yeah. Gila River was coming through, checking everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're selling, they're checking. Which is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable. It's a reservation. They want their taxes due. But at the same time, I mean, it kind of feels to a certain extent like, all right, like, how about you check with Wild Horse Pass, make sure they're checking through the vouchers.
100%, right? It's kind of like one of these deals where instead of going through each tent to tent, this is a large organized event. How about you make that, if it's going to be a requirement, make it a requirement of registration instead of walking around and asking people to fill out this paperwork so you can make sure you get your.
Because honestly, it's a question of, okay, so are you going to find them on the spot or are you going to kick them out of the event? And that's how
Right.
people were feeling. I mean, we were walking around and we saw them talking to somebody and they didn't have a license with them and they were still talking about possibly fining them.
Most people out here, most of these vendors, they're not going to have a license to do this shit. They're just trying to, sell their wares. We got these Reach Out Worldwide or the Hard Parking Podcast shirts. Actually, I do have a license, but, it's not something I have on me.
Yeah.
And 100% is going to charity. 100%. So.
Yeah, it's a touchy thing because, I mean, regardless, nobody carries paper anything.
Nope.
It's all by phone. My insurance, on my phone. My registration, on my phone. Like, everything is on your phone nowadays.
Yeah.
You even take a picture of it if you can't have a hard copy on your phone.
Facts. You
Come
pull
on.
up that one album with all your important shit, driver's license, social security, business ID, fucking health savings account, all that shit. Do you think Vin Diesel is actually going to make it up here to where we're at? Because he said he was going to, but I don't think he's actually gone more than 5 feet from the stage.
Honestly, I believe he will because Vin Diesel is about the people. There's a big difference in celebrity atmospheres that people don't realize. Certain celebrities really do care. If you just honestly watch his interviews, watch the way he is around people, it gives you that, that vibe that he actually gives a shit about people. He's not just there for the money. He's not just there for the gimmick. When he became Vin Diesel, everybody looked at him like a model. Just like Paul Walker. They looked at him as like the big model, the idol.
Yep.
And that's what he lives by. I mean, in my eyes, I feel like he lives by that. He gives people something joyous.
Well, hopefully he shows up. Charles, I'll let you get back to your tent. Thank you for coming by and spending these 5-6 intimate minutes with me. You're the best.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you.
Jane D'Amelio,
Janester.
the Janester. What is your thought of this Fuel Fest? We're going to wrap this up with you.
Fuel Fest is amazing. I cannot believe the sponsors, for one, Barrett Jackson, some of these others.
Right, Honda.
I love this
Toyota.
Liquid Molly guy. I think
Claremont.
that's hilarious. What did you say? Claremont?
I was naming all the dealerships. So
Claremont
where-
Toyota, Ride Honda. The cars are car groups. I've ran into so many people. I'm sorry, but I feel like I am more famous than anybody that showed up from Fast 9 or Fast Enterprise. What is it?
Fast 10. Fast 10 your seatbelts is going to be the name of the next
Isn't
one.
there like, there's 10 of them?
There's 9 of them.
It's called a franchise.
It's called a franchise.
Yeah, it's a franchise. I'm a fun-chise. Like fun-size, fun-chise.
extra small to kind of paint the picture
I'm
for
more
everybody.
fun than they are.
Look what we have.
Yeah, there's Daryl Hill.
Daryl, don't yell into the microphone. So did you have a good time? Thank you for having me here with you guys.
It was amazing. I'm so glad that we got to do this. I saw people I haven't seen in a couple years. Met some new groups, some old groups, and nothing but praise for all the work that we've been doing. Even though I haven't physically seen people, they're telling us, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you haven't stopped during the pandemic, which I hope the next time I come on your podcast or whatever, I don't have to say that word anymore because I'm so over it. But it is amazing. This is probably one of the best events. I was talking to the Jacksons, and they loved it. And I told them, I said, these car groups, these people, these individuals that came today, they are the most respectful individuals ever. I told her, I said, sometimes people don't want the car clubs to come to their locations or they don't want to sponsor them. But I told them, I said, they're the best. This is our family. And she agreed. So at least we got them to buy into all that we do.
That was beautiful. Did you practice that, or did you stay up all night with that monologue, or what?
Flow. Don't make me start rapping right now, because I'll rap.
You won't do it.
Ask Joey about my rap.
Give us a bar, and then see if we can grab Daryl and have him come over here, so I can drill him about moving to Arizona one day.
Daryl Hill, where'd you go? Come over here, step up to the mic. It's time to flow. See, there's my rap. See?
I like that.
I can do it. I'll do commercials for you.
I'm down.
Yep. This is Wes. He drives that car. If you look at it now, it's a mess. He needs to go ahead and put on his orange vest. You need to wash it before you put it on the trailer and take it back to Kansas City.
Freestyle, yeah, he recognized. He goes, that's Jane over there spitting bars.
Actually, I lost it on the end. Daryl, we need a soundbite from you. Soundbite from you about Fuel Fest. Here, put this on.
It was awesome.
Take this. You're on.
Oh, I'm on.
Daryl,
hi there.
What's up? It's me,
man.
your friendly neighborhood Jay. So one of the big questions we have is you brought the Civic back. Yes. When are you going to buy another house or a house here so that you guys can show up all the time?
When the pricing goes down?
Right. It's not the market for cars. It's not the market for houses.
No. Last year I looked and I thought the price will probably go down. I'll look next year.
Right.
And now I should have bought it because I probably could have made $100,000 on it by now.
Sure.
So I don't think there's a good time except probably now.
Yeah, I agree. How long have you been here today? I mean, we had your car here, and I saw you over there in the tent like an hour ago. But
yeah, we got in. The car got early, I think 7:30 or so, but we didn't get in until a little after 10.
Okay.
And but with a 8-year-old, that much time on the pavement and with cars, I think she's full.
20 or 30 minutes, if that, and it's like, what's next?
That's the window. That's right. She's thinking of the lazy river back at the Westin Hotel. It sounds pretty good.
It sounds like a really good idea.
It actually doesn't sound bad for me. I love cars, and this thing today was, going to the LA event was cool. Just far exceeded it.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, and I think it's just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Looks to me like so. But you can't beat Phoenix for a car event. There's so many people here that are car enthusiasts.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear because we were kind of wondering, how would it be? Because in my opinion, it's like, okay, well, LA's the Mecca, but you're the second person. I won't call the first person out because it was off the record. You're the second person who said they thought that this was going to be even bigger, and it sounds like you're the first person on record to have experienced both events and said this is absolutely
it's
bigger.
No doubt.
And how about Vin Diesel?
Yeah, having Vin Diesel show up, I think that kind of rocked people's worlds. That was awesome.
I try not to get starstruck, and I was like, holy crap.
I know.
That's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that's actually Vin. And that crowd around him and that security, he was like Moses walking through the crowd.
I was hoping he would have made it up here. I understand that he didn't, and it's probably vapor at this point. I understand you have a very interesting story. I know you love cars. I would love to get you on the podcast for a proper long conversation. Are you down with that?
I'll try not to bore you.
The only answer to the question is yes. That's the same thing. We'll have to hook it up. Daryl, thanks for spending a couple of moments with me today
awesome.
on Fuel Fest. good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to see
you. And we'll
you.
be talking soon.
We'll do it again.
I want to say thank you to Charles from Modern Culture, of course, Jane D'Amelio, Joe, Right Honda, Right Toyota, Claremont Toyota, Mr. Darryl Hill, Joey Luna, Justin from Michigan, and Max the Mad FA5. So some of my thoughts on the matter was, I wish I could have enjoyed the event more, but I spent a lot of time kind of hanging out at the booth, helping poor Gina, which is Noel G's assistant, kind of run the booth. And it was kind of a confusion on our end on, what are we going to do? Are we supposed to sell raffle tickets so you can win a Toyota, which is awesome. In fact, that's still going on. $25 for a ticket, $5 for $100. You can win a Toyota from Claremont Toyota in SoCal. But I had this wristband, a VIP wristband that I didn't pay for, but I got from Right Honda. But the wristband didn't really get me anything, or so I thought. And by so I thought, there's a reason I'm saying this, because when I'm coming in the morning and I have a vendor wristband, I have a piece of paper that says I have a VIP wristband, but I show the security the vendor. And so instead of having me park close, the vendor parking was way on the other side of the complex. And if you had to carry stuff, you were carrying stuff for a long ways. Later on, I whip out the piece of paper and I go, hey, where am I supposed to pick up my credentials? I was at the VIP tent, and the young security person, super nice lady, said you have to walk to the very beginning and redeem this for your actual VIP badge. I said, okay, thank you very much. Walked to the very beginning, and I looked up, and I was about 50 feet away from where I first tried to come in that morning. Had I presented my VIP credentials right there, nobody's fault, it's just one of those things, then I would have been parking right there. So I get this really cool wristband. It's like, all right, cool. I can go onto the VIP tent, and look at see some of these influencers and see what's going on. Because a lot of influencers were announced. There was the beautiful Miss Amelia there somewhere. I saw someone, I thought maybe that was her. Come to find out it was her, but she was kind of like not out and about, just kind of contained in the tent. I thought she was just part of staff, and she was helping out. They're all friends, which is really freaking cool. But there was another wristband that I think I was supposed to get, maybe not, but that other wristband had little tickets you can tear off. So, get merchandise like a t-shirt. One of them was for maybe a drink coupon. One of them was for food. Your typical VIP experience at bare minimum. But without that additional wristband, my VIP wristband didn't really do shit for me. It just got me in the tent. That was it. We wanted to meet and greet with Tyrese and Cody, take the photo. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool, but Cody's really cool. Earlier that morning, I thought it was awesome because Cody was rolling around in a golf cart, and he stopped by. He goes, oh, that's you, Jay. I recognize your car. I was like, yeah. And he came out, and I took a photo. I grabbed his phone, took a photo of him with the yellow Civic Type R that Mr. Darryl had shipped down. He's the guy who had won it from Barrett Jackson, which was super freaking awesome. Awesome that they brought it out. And I think it was cool that he got to meet my son and Justin. And they're like, wait, is that? I was like, yeah, that was him. But that kind of experience is what makes it all worth it. And helping put smiles on people's faces makes it all worth it. And it's just really cool to kind of know someone on that level. Like, we're not best friends, but if I, hey, Cody, he'd say, hey, Jay, and come over and talk to me for a few minutes. So it's kind of neat. But, to get a photo with Tyrese, it was like $600. And there's a lot of people who paid for that opportunity. I wasn't going to. I almost did, and I would have written it off. But I like those experiences to be more organic. So Vin Diesel comes. Awesome. Freaking awesome. But he says, hey, how many of you guys like cars? I'm going to come out there and look at your cars. And everyone just loses their mind. Everyone raises their hand. He's like, all right, I'm coming right down. I'm thinking, well, okay, I better get back over to my car. Because how cool was that? Who wouldn't want a picture of someone like Vin Diesel or Tyrese? I really secretly wish I could have got Tyrese on here to say, are you serious? That's all I wanted. That's the only soundbite I wanted. But I go by my tent, and Vin Diesel never shows up. Which, in the interview I had said earlier, I understand why. He probably got mobbed, probably didn't make it 15 feet. But I don't honestly know if he actually made it out to the cars, which I think would have been unfortunate had he not been able to. I think that being around a bunch of car people is probably safer than being around a bunch of teenagers if you're a pop star. You have to worry about someone just losing their shit. But I thought maybe he'd walk around and have this entourage around him where he could still kind of hang out and be like, hey, I like that car. That's your ride. That's cool. Take some quick photos of people, but not necessarily, autograph is a different thing. Autograph, it needs to be organized. You need to be sitting down, kind of like no LG should have been had he not had some scheduling mishaps. But just kind of walking around because the people love that. And it's all about the customer experience. But the more I thought about it, it's like, okay, well, those are the premium cars, which my car would have been a premium car, but I was more than happy and excited to get the opportunity to park my car at the tent with Right Honda, who has taken care of me so well, over this past year. But I realized later on that wristband that I had in that tent area would have been all I needed at that specific time, because Tyrese was out there, obviously Cody was out there, and of course, Vin Diesel was there, and they were all in that area that I had walked into an hour and a half earlier and said, this wristband doesn't get me shit, really. So, missed opportunity. I don't know when I'll ever have another opportunity to, it sounds kind of funny because you guys have seen me in photos and I've go to different events and I get to, rub elbows with some really cool, famous people, and I value those interactions. Sure, people ask me, how did you get Adam Carolla on your podcast? I go, well, I asked him. But that was the 5th time I've seen him in 5 years. And every time I see him, I strike up a conversation with him. Not a sales conversation, just, hey, love the show, or I'll comment about something, or we'll talk about the food, or we'll talk about anything. And then eventually the 5th time I'm like, hey, Adam, because I'm comfortable with him, comfortable with some of his crew. I've had, Matt, the moderator, DeAndre on. He's super cool. We text each other every once in a while. Usually I text him and he texts back, that video. But, having the opportunity to be around people like that is a blessing, whether you get a photo with them or not. Having that experience with them, and I think that would have been really cool. But that's not really a complaint. It's just one of those things. It's like, damn it, I was in the wrong freaking place at the wrong time once again. But hopefully I'll get that opportunity again. Hopefully Fuel Fest comes back out here next year, 2022. It was an awesome event. Everybody involved that I met, everybody wearing a staff shirt, like everybody involved was just super cool, super nice. So I look forward to it next year. Coming up on a future show, I had a good long conversation with Ben Thorne, the younger Ben of Gears and Gasoline. If you don't know what Gears and Gasoline is, I encourage you to look it up on Instagram, look it up on YouTube. But he had, some of you knew, I had mentioned it before, he was in the hospital with COVID, and he was actually in there for 44 days and had a very slim chance of survival. He pulled through, and he gave me that exclusive, the podcast exclusive, uncut Ben Thorne. So that's going to be coming up before the end of the year. I want to thank Right Honda out of Scottsdale, Arizona, of course, higher quality detail at Tempe, Arizona, boosterbat.com, fuelonline.com, tonguetrees.com, Sales Shop Wireless Services, The Credit Mix, Patreon business supporter, Kuya Automotive out of Warren Garden, Florida. If you're in a position to help the podcast upgrade, join the Patreon for as low as $3 a month and get access to bonus audio as well as show swag when I have it. Mark Stoneman, Catherine Cox, Eddie Ramos, Richard Graves, Byron Jones, Bo Junk, thank you so much for being my supporters of that. Thank you everybody else for actually consuming the podcast, because that does matter. It costs nothing to consume the podcast. If you're interested in picking up a Hard Parking Podcast shirt, I am out of them. I'm going to try to come up with some newer swag in the new year. You can email the show, hardparkingpodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, JFenning, that's JHAEPFENNING. If I said that too fast, just check the name in the podcast description. Or JTravels, JHAE_travels. Follow us on Hard Parking Violations Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com Hard Parking Podcast. Actually, it could be youtube.com Hard Parking Media. Well, anyway, here's what I do know. I can't grow without you telling the world how great this show is, so let's do this. Let's grow this thing together, and I will talk to you all next week.
Big Bro, one of the true legends, icons, started this gangster shit for real. We got a surprise for y'all. You just never know what's gonna happen when you show up to Fuel Fest. Are y'all ready? Nah, y'all can do better than that. Are y'all ready for me to bring? Make some noise for Vin Diesel! Wow. Ooh. Yeah. Oh my God. I am so honored to be amongst car lovers. Car lovers!
That's everything. That's everything. I'm honored to be here with my brother Tyrese, who's been talking about Fuel Fest forever and talking about how incredible it is. I'm incredibly honored to be here with Cody Walker, who has been keeping my brother Pablo's flame alive with all of you. God, this is amazing, Cody. Look at this. Look at what you've done.
This means the world to me right now.
This is incredible. Well, you're family to me always, and you know that.
I know that.
You will always be my brother, always.
It's real love right here, y'all. We don't do this for the cameras, we do this for real life.
Jay Finning here, and I want to tell you guys about 4 Wheel Online. For over a decade, 4 Wheel Online has been bringing the best truck accessories and truck parts to enhance the appearance and performance of all trucks and SUVs. They are dedicated to providing an extensive range of upgrades that will match any maker model on the road. The truck products cover everything you need to give your truck a custom look and added functionality. And if you need a tire and wheel package, head over and use the configuration tool. They carry all the major brands of wheels and tires, so go get outfitters today. So visit them online at 4Wheel Online or call them at 813-769-2451. Again, that's 4Wheel Online, the number 4 Wheel Online.